Guy who helped smoke bin Laden, Robert O'Neill, and Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, former F-16 fighter pilot. Rob, you and I were on the ground. We were always on call for a CSAR mission. This is real bad. Yeah,
Carl. As we know, during normal flight ops, we will have search and rescue teams out there, especially now with the bombing campaign. Air Force dudes will be out there. On land bases, we got Navy and Marines on the ships that are out there. We don't want to go do combat search and rescue. The good news is we do own the airspace. We will own the perimeter. My concern, to be honest, right now with only getting one of the pilots is, do we know for a fact we had 2 good canopies? I would check that first off. Not too worried about stuff on the ground. Like I said, we're going to have fast movers, rotary wings, special forces all over the place. We just got to find the guy. Hopefully they're in touch. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm really excited to hear what Dan has to say. Good to see you too, brother.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, you know, like I said, great to have you on. You've trained, you've gone through the SEER training, the search and rescue. This pilot, it's survivable, but it's an uphill battle the longer it goes on.
Yeah, it is very disturbing that we don't have both of them. That's your first reaction. It looks like these guys got hit by probably a heat-seeking missile. A lot of people don't understand, like, as this war has moved on, 13,000 sorties we've flown safely. This is our first shoot down. But we went from stealth aircraft, strategic targets, man, to now we're hunting and killing at low altitude, non-stealth aircrafts. In daylight. And there's manpads, they're prolific. And as a fighter pilot, you get no warning. Somebody locks a radar on you, I know they've locked onto me. But these heat-seeking missiles, I get no warning. So if I don't visually acquire it, it slams into my F-15E. I'm making a split-second ejection decision, and they would be coming out at the same time, based on the debris that we've seen. So big concern there. I'm not surprised that has happened. We've got great strategy. We're fighting it the right way, but we're starting to get into the knife fight in the phone booth with our fighter aircraft. We had an A-10 go down. And so very hopeful that we're going to find whichever one. If it was a backseater or front seater, we don't know. But you covered it beautifully. Your monologue leading into this. Night is our friend. As a fighter pilot, man, you want to get out at night, 100%. Because our ability to escape and evade get really small, and hopefully call in pararescue, who we know, man, they're the most unsung, toughest guys out there coming to rescue wimpy guys like us when we get out of a fighter jet.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, as a JTAC, I couldn't thank you guys more for being above my head. So, I mean, that goes both ways. But as you know, as Dan just said, Rob, we had an A-10 that we believe, it's being reported, was shot down. It landed, and apparently the pilot is okay. But we also had people on the ground with small arms, AK-47s, shot at one of our helicopters, and that actually had to land elsewhere because of that.
Yeah, if an A-10 is getting shot down or even diverted because of enemy fire, it's a very serious fight on the ground. An A-10 is basically a really long Gatling gun with a titanium tub that an Air Force guy flies. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on the ground. A lot of people don't know what's going on the ground. That's a good thing too. Like Dan was saying, it is disturbing. We haven't heard from this pilot yet. The good news is we have guys that are ready to pounce on anything. And if there's gunfire, believe me, we have guys that want to go. There's Marines nearby. They don't shy away from the gunfire there at all. Yeah. It is good to see this guys on the ground and guys like Dan in the air, because I've had my butt saved by the Air Force more than once. We've gone in and grabbed Air Force guys. I mean, this is serious though. This is what we do. This is very. Political parties don't matter right now. It's what we're going to do. And I mean, today's Good Friday. We launched after Captain Richard Phillips to the Boxer, which is over there right now, same day. And, you know, we'll do everything to get an American back.
Yeah, but Dan, let's talk about the fact that our allies have not, there's no reports that I have found, and I hope I'm wrong, but there's no reports that I have found that any of our allies in anywhere in NATO or Europe or any of this stuff has offered, say, hey, you know what, we're in now, we're going to get your guy.
Yeah, so I've heard whispers of Israel intel helping, but you know,
they better. They helped get us in this conflict.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I'm not contradicting. I mean, we're all so disappointed by the response from our quote allies over there. But if I'm on the ground right now, I don't want the Keystone Cops involved. I want our CSAR teams. I want our pararescue as fighter pilots, it's all about staying ready so we don't have to get ready. So we have rehearsed this when it happens, and having a coalition force in there is just one more level of comms to potentially muddy this thing up. I want our boys coming to get me if I'm on the ground, not an excuse for the lack of participation, because we know why we're over there. I mean, it is the Strait of Hormuz. It's 20% of the world's oil flow in a 20-mile stretch, and we're energy independent. This is not about us. It is about Europe. It is about Japan. These people should be stepping up in a huge way to support us.
Rob, real quick, Trump's now targeting infrastructure as a response to this. He says right here, the biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never used again, much more to follow. It is time for Iran to make a deal before it's too late, and there's nothing left that will still could become a great country. This is a big escalation to take out infrastructure.
Of course, this is a big escalation, and you know, we've said this before. I personally did in 2003. You better be right. And as much as I'd love to go in and punch someone in the mouth and have it be over, doesn't mean it's going to go that way. The enemy does have a say in the way the fight goes. We're seeing it today, and it's the only time the perfect plan exists is when you're planning. Once you get there, Murphy shows up and everything changes.
Yeah, no good plan survives the first shot. I tell you though, it's, you know, the more infrastructure we destroy, and this is what Trump's weighing, is the more infrastructure we destroy, is the harder it is going to be to help them recover and build out and be a civil nation again. But Rob O'Neill, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, we appreciate both of you guys.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.